Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, is under the most fearsome, most aggressive, most angry attacks by Russian forces. The situation has been spiraling steadily out of control for the last few days. India Today, the only channel reporting from the ground in Kharkiv, while everyone else is only in Kyiv, has been reporting that the battle for Kharkiv is likely to be one of the most decisive tactical battles of the larger invasion of Ukraine. And every picture that we're bringing to you right now on India Today suggests that what we had been reporting 3 days ago is shatteringly turning out to be very much the case. The domination, the annexation perhaps of Kharkiv appears to be a military objective for President Putin's invading forces. It's a situation where the city is under all-round attack. It is besieged by Russian forces. Very, very vicious fighting has taken place on the outside, where convoys have been bombed. The defense has been very strong by the Ukrainian army. But the long-range standoff attacks on government buildings, the police headquarters, a military academy, in these two dramatic new images coming in from just today, the latest images only here on India Today, suggest that the aggression levels have only mounted against Kharkiv. Could the city be on the verge of falling? We do know that thousands of Kharkiv natives have decided to stay, but thousands more have decided to leave. Kharkiv's mayor says at least 21 people have been killed and 112 wounded in overnight and morning attacks. 3 images, the 2 of them are on your screen right now, telling you the story of what's happening in Kharkiv as we speak at this time. Well, Kharkiv continues to be one of the worst hit cities in Ukraine, with back-to-back attacks by the Russian forces. Airborne troops from Russia have also reportedly landed in Kharkiv earlier yesterday as well as today, triggering immediate clashes on the outskirts. According to Kharkiv's mayor, at least 21 people have been killed and 112 people wounded in Russian shelling since yesterday. Very, very disturbing images emerging from the city of Russian rockets hitting a police building in the city. The building slowly falling apart as fire blazing on its roof. Russian rockets also hit a military academy, filmed from the distance, as you can see in these images in Kharkiv. According to reports, the military academy has been on fire for the past 9 hours. So since early today, even overnight, there was massive shelling in Kharkiv that has resulted in multiple casualties. So since late last night, we are told by the Ukrainian mayor of Kharkiv that there have been 21 deaths in the city. Remember, an Indian student, Naveen Shekharappa, died in the shelling in this very city on Tuesday morning in similar attacks by the Russian forces. I'm joined now by Ivanna Klympush-Tsintsadze. She's a Ukrainian MP, joins me live from the country. Ivanna, thank you for being with me. I want to ask you straight out, Ivanna, about what's happening in Kharkiv right now. Very disturbing images coming in from there. The Ukrainian forces have been fighting off the Russian forces in a big way, but it looks like Russian forces from a distance are launching very, very aggressive attacks on the city. A lot of damage is being done to the city of Kharkiv.
Yes, unfortunately, a lot of damage is being done to the second largest city of Ukraine, to the city of Kharkiv. They are shelling and bombing it and also using artillery. They are using subversive sabotage groups across the city, across the streets. So I think that they are trying to pressure Ukrainians in this way that Ukrainians would give up. But that's definitely not something that Ukraine is considering. Unfortunately, very similar situation is going on in many cities in the northern side of Ukraine, also in Chernihiv, also in Sumy, also in Zhytomyr. We have this night a hospital for newborns was bombed in Zhytomyr. So they are not at all distinguishing any civilian targets or residential buildings from critical infrastructure objects or from military targets. And that means that it is a clear genocide having been waged against Ukrainian people by Putin. Moreover, we are seeing already that Belarusian troops are getting ready to engage in Ukraine and attack Ukraine as well. That means that Belarus has lost totally its sovereignty and gave up to Russia. And now Russia, in this reinforced effort, will be further attacking Ukraine. But again, we are, as people, as society, and as armed forces, are going to fight for our land. We did not attack anyone. We did not provoke anyone. We were peacefully developing as a country, but got under this attack.
Why does President Putin want Kharkiv? What is your perspective about why there is especially so much aggressive targeting of Kharkiv itself, Ivanna?
I think there are two reasons for that. One is Kharkiv is the second largest city, as I said, and Kharkiv used to be at some point also capital of Ukraine, so it would have, he thinks, he believes that it would have also a very symbolic meaning, but also Kharkiv is very close to the Russian border, so where they cannot Russian-Ukrainian border, so where they cannot reach out with their tanks and artillery and the multiple rocket launch systems, they are shelling from their own Russian territory. So that's the city which is getting the fire from the Russian territory by long-range missiles.
Where are these attacks coming from, Ivanna? Because, you know, the sense is that Ukraine is still very much in control of the city itself, but these attacks may be coming from across the border in Russia as well as certain areas inside Ukraine. That's true.
But I'm just saying that this big rockets are coming from across the border, and then the multiple rocket launch systems they brought in the outskirts of the city and also getting in the city from the north and shelling on residential buildings or residential areas on the central square, just destroying the city and trying to erase it from the map of the world. And they are not telling the truth to the Russian people as well. Russian people are not aware of what is happening. Their propaganda machine is cutting off information coming from here. So if you can also reach out to your friends and to your nationals, Indian nationals in Russia, to spread the word what is going on, that would be very, very helpful.
We certainly will do that, and we're covering all sides of this conflict. Ivanna, one final question to you. Does the Ukrainian government have a plan? India lost one of its nationals in Kharkiv yesterday. A young Indian medical student, was killed in the Russian shelling as well. So this has become very personal for many Indians. Does the Ukrainian government have a plan at this point of time? On how to bring people out of Kharkiv, because the situation appears to be worsening with each passing minute.
Yes, we have. Yesterday, I am in touch also with our government. I am in touch also with our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and also working with the Red Cross. We are asking the Red Cross to help us to provide for a green corridor to get out from the city foreigners and children and women. To evacuate all those who are in dire need. And right now, everybody is working 24/7 to arrange for that. Believe me, we are all engaged in order to preserve lives.
Ivanna, stay safe. Thank you very much for being with us. We're going to continue to track this story very, very closely. The battle for Kharkiv is our big focus. But Kyiv is also under siege. This is a city that's also under siege at this point of time. So we're going to keep our eyes on everything that's happening right now in the city of Kharkiv, in Kyiv, and the other cities that may fall to this increasing Russian aggression. Ivanna, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today.